This show is not intended to provide the listener with specific medical advice, and you should seek the advice of a medical professional.
This program is brought to you by Zenus, leading the Optimum Wellness movement in body and spirit with nature.
My whole purpose is to get people off of their drugs and get them to live a healthy life.
It's such a miracle. I mean, this is dollar for dollar. Best stuff I've ever had in my office.
Hey, folks, welcome back. It's another Sunday, and this is the Zenus Health Show on KXNT 840 AM News Talk Radio Las Vegas. My name is Anthony, and joining me once again is the man with a plan, Doug Whitfield, educator and author of Life or Grave Danger. He's also the president and CEO of Zenus Global Health. Remember, this is the show where the consultation is free. We're backed by Nature's Pharmacy. And that journey to wellness can be all yours. It just begins with your mindset. You can also give us a call today, 702-733-5968, if you want to get involved with the show. That is the Host Resistance Hotline. And if you want to send us a question on Twitter, you can find us at Zenus Global Health. We'll answer those questions on the air. But before we get going, hello, my friend Doug Whitfield. It's a brand new year, the year where we get everything we want.
Well, that would be lovely. It is a brand new year. Welcome here, Anthony. It's great to be with you. A beautiful, beautiful day here in Las Vegas today.
It's a lovely day. It's not nearly as cold and as crisp as it was last week. It feels just, I can't believe how beautiful a morning it was here on Sunday morning.
Well, I'm out in the park every day with the dogs and that, and they seem to love it. You know what? We've really been blessed with a fabulous winter so far to date. It's actually been pretty mild. A little crisp in the mornings, but in the daytime, it's been pretty nice.
Interesting you say we've been blessed this winter. I have certainly been blessed this winter.
I've been blessed this winter.
And I'll tell you why. And it's a very quick anecdote, and I'm going to ask you a question at the end of this, because I do think people need to hear this on a repeated basis. I typically at this time of the year get in contact with a lot of people. I think we all do through the holiday season. It starts in November, right, with Thanksgiving. We're running around doing what we do. We're doing the shopping for Christmas. And we spend all that time Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with our friends and our loved ones. And then yet again on New Year's Eve. For the first time in 4 years, I didn't get sick. Everybody else around me got sick. My better half did not get sick, and she is more prone to getting sick this time of the year. Everybody got sick but us. I felt the thing in the back of my throat, the plugged up nose one day, take the products, the next day, it's gone. I never got sick. Why is that?
Well, first off, is I take the product every day. And it doesn't mean that we're never going to get sick. You know, the body will turn around and do spring cleaning, so to speak, you know, because we've got dead cells being created. So coughs, colds, fevers, flus, they're not really illnesses. They're actually part of the body's, you know, elimination of poisons and toxins. But when you get into this time of year, when you're constantly being sick or that because of catching a chill or that, that's a little different, because understand that most of your colds and that are caused from viruses or pathogens or germs or microbes, and those are all living entities. Those are living organisms that are in search of a host that will provide them with a food source. Their food source is accumulated waste. So if you're constantly assisting the body in eliminating accumulated waste and poisons and toxins, you deprive those viruses and pathogens that you come in contact with a food source. So you're not inviting them to reside there. And if you have a lot of accumulated waste, well, then you don't have that host resistance.
Right.
You're attracting them. Here's a beautiful new home for you to reside in and lots of food for you to eat.
The first time you hear it, you go, well, you know, it sounds great. And I'd like to be more well than I am. I want more energy. I want more vitality. I know that the accumulated waste thing in the gut's a bad thing. And we all know what that is, right? I think we all, in a sense, know that we are accumulating something in there that doesn't quite always come out.
I don't know. I don't know if that's factual or not.
Well, this is the thing. I knew your system your product, Optimum D-Tox in particular, was effective because I'd heard about it from other people.
Yeah.
But I never translated to the fact that it could help me the way that it has. A couple of years later, when I finally found myself on the couch and I couldn't move, was bloating and everything else was really bad. The joints were aching, all of it. You know, I was getting sick even in the summertime. Telling myself, well, maybe it's just allergies. No, I was just getting sick.
Yeah.
Within a month of taking your product, within a month, I saw the accumulated waste leaving my body.
Yeah.
And it was like this growth spurt where I felt like I was getting better. And then about 3-4 months in, I'm saying, wait a second, now I get the vitality too. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I feel like I didn't get sick because of your products this winter for the first time, because I know that things have been eliminated out of my body, and it feels different at this time of year.
Well, just common sense dictates more people die in the hospitals than anywhere else. And why? Because they're in association with other people that are ill, that are suffering from different conditions and that. So people end up with this insidious MRSA, staph infection, all these other things. So the number of people dying in the hospitals is, I guess, absolutely unbelievable. But there's more to than just eliminating the poisons. That's just part of it. Then what we need to do is also give the body tools to work with so it can create the proper enzymes that can go ahead and effectively do the healing. So we have to get rid of the stuff that we shouldn't have in our system, instead replace it with stuff that we need to have in the body to restore balance and eliminate any disease. Something that we've just written here recently, and it's your health should be an investment, not an expense. However, if you don't make the investment, it will become an expense. Pay me now or you can pay me later.
Absolutely. And folks, if you're on the fence, whether this is worth making the effort to order some Optimum D-Tox, there is a special going on right now, and it's something that you need to know about.
Never been done in 30 years. We've never done this before.
30 years of business. This company has never offered this, and it's being offered for the next 1,000 people. Go to the website, thezenusstore.com/offer. Okay? Let me repeat that, thezenusstore.com/offer. Now, when you do that, you'll get your first bottle of Optimum D-Tox absolutely free. You just pay the shipping, $5, and you will get the first 30-day shipment. After that, we will put you on a cycle of every 30 days at the regular price. It's listed right there on the website, plus shipping, plus tax, whatever. After the first 30 days. No risk. Just take the benefits of this product. Give it 2 to 3 weeks, as we say. Experience the benefit for yourself. This is a no-risk guarantee. This is the best offer you will ever have for your health. Nothing, in my opinion, and believe you me, I've been through a number of supplements, ever help you like Optimum D-Tox. This is a special. The zenusstore.com/offer. Make sure you get up there if you have any interest in being well in 2018 or jump-starting a plan or wanting to supercharge a regimen that's out there that's already been effective for you. Optimum D-Tox is the solution, and right now it's actually for risk-free. And I got to tell you, Doug, you put your money where your mouth is. Unbridled success with this product. To do this, I think, is remarkable, and I think you need to be committed for this because this will help people today.
Well, thank you. And we make a number of different products, and, our company is more than just supplements. But in my heart of hearts, that's our flagship, is the Optimum D-Tox. It's extremely affordable. It's extremely portable. And it's not like you're getting something that tastes bad. It's just a few drops in your water or beverage every day. I guarantee that there's going to be noticeable and appreciable benefits. Even if you're enjoying good health, even if you appear to be enjoying good health, the changes might be a little more subtle. However, over the course of 60, 90 days, if you monitor it, and we have a health chart that comes with it too, so you can monitor it in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, I guarantee you're going to have appreciable and significant benefits from the product. People that are suffering, of course, they're going to be the ones that notice the biggest benefit in the fastest amount of time as well.
That was me.
Yeah.
Because I was literally on the couch, bent over. If you got any joint pain, folks, arthritis, what have you, get on this immediately. Give this thing a run. Prone to frequent colds and whatnot, flus, get on this right away. This is what I learned in the last year, more so than any other thing. It's about the host resistance piece of this. If I don't remove the waste, I'm inviting disease. Make no bones about it, folks. You can appear completely healthy, but if you don't remove that waste...
Furthermore, every degenerative and chronic condition, everyone without exception, is the result of accumulated waste, poisons, and toxins. It's not from viruses or pathogens. Those are simply secondary at best. The primary cause of all degenerative and chronic condition are poisons. And it's when the normal organs of detoxification are overburdened. In other words, you're accumulating them faster than they can get rid of them. Because sickness cannot exist in a body with a healthy liver. If your liver is healthy, sickness cannot be in that body. That's an impossibility.
Well, we have this saying at Zenus. It says, are you toxic? Well, we don't even ask the question anymore. We're all toxic, folks. Understand this. Between the accumulated waste, the food we eat, the air we breathe, the water we drink, everything out there has some element of toxins to it, or poisons that have to be taken out of our body more so than ever before. We are accumulating poisons and toxins at an alarming rate, an increasingly alarming rate.
Well, you look at our food chain, it's contaminated right at its source. We've got all the chemical fertilizers, herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, algicides, Lord knows what other sides. Air we breathe is inundated with poisons and toxins from chemtrails, smog, dust. We've got the water. Matter of fact, there was an article in the Review Journal here a few years back saying that if you were drinking water out of your tap, you were getting significant amounts of statin drugs because people were putting their expired medication into the toilet, flushing it down, and was finding its way through the groundwater back into our system. And, of course, even mindsets. When the economy is a little poor, people start struggling not just to get ahead, but to try and keep what they've got. And that brings on all kinds of anxiety and those things, anger, fear, anxiety, worry, stress, all these things. Mindsets, negative mindsets also help to bring the body down because compromises the adrenals.
Absolutely. Folks, we do have a special guest as well today. You're going to want to hear from this gentleman. His name is Dr. Germán Zermino. He is the founder and director of the American Institute of Natural Medicine. He will be after the break. 702-733-5968. Get on the Host Resistance Hotline. And by the way, get on that offer at thezenusstore.com/offer. Make sure you take this opportunity in the new year to jumpstart your health plan, your wellness plan, or simply remove those dangerous poisons and toxins. Stay with us through the break, and when we come back, and it will be Dr. Germán Zermino. He has such an interesting man. You're really going to like what he has to say, and you're going to be very interested in the therapies he provides.
Yeah, and he's a medical doctor, too.
Yes, he is, and he's got a lot to say. KXNT, News Talk Radio 840. Come right back.
What if I could show you a way to increase your energy and your vitality, lower your blood pressure, and enhance your libido? No doctors, no drugs. Every day, I'm confronted by people that are just too anxious to tell me that they've got no energy, that they've got no drive. How be if we could change all that?
That's right. Make that call and make it now. Call Zenus at 702-540-5668. Unleash the power today.
We're constantly under siege by poisons and toxins in our food, in the water we drink, and even in the air that we breathe. Our liver, kidney, skin, and lungs were just not designed to handle this level of contamination. Hi, my name is Doug Whitfield, President and CEO of Zenus Global Health. When I wrote my last book, Life or Grave Danger, I could never have imagined the impact that it would have, not just in people seeking advice on wellness, but how it was received by health professionals all across the spectrum. The cause of all chronic disease and premature aging is directly linked to poisons and toxins. Stress, nutrition, lifestyle choices, and our mindsets are key factors, but we cannot achieve the quality of life we deserve without first having the right information at our fingertips. And this is why I wrote Life or Grave Danger, to shine a light on the biggest questions of our time.
Get the book that is destined to be a classic. Order Life or Grave Danger directly from Zenus, 702-540-5668. Stop chronic disease before it starts. Call now.
The dull, boring, omnipresent need not call. We travel at the speed of thought on Schnitt. Join me Monday between noon and 3 on News Talk 840 AM KXNT.
Hey, folks, welcome back. You're listening to the Zenus Health Show. News Talk Radio, KXNT 840, Las Vegas. I'm here with Doug Whitfield, the President and CEO of Zenus Global Health. This is the Zenus Global Health Show, and joining us today on the Host Resistance Hotline is our special guest. His name is Dr. Germán Zermino, founder and director of the American Institute of Natural Medicine. Dr. Zermino, welcome to the show. It is great to finally speak with you again. How are you, my friend?
Good. How are you?
Dr. Zermino, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing so good I can hardly stand it, but I'm showing signs of improvement.
There you go.
Dr. Zermino, I usually begin the conversation when people don't know you or know the practice of integrative medicine. That's your specialty. You are a medical doctor. What is integrative medicine, my friend?
Integrative medicine is basically a combination of conventional medicine and alternative medicine. You have the best of both worlds. You can prescribe medication if you need to. We try to stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you can use herbals, detoxification, or hormones, etc. So it's the best of both worlds.
All right, Dr. Zemina, if I could, we're a little technical difficulty on the quality of the line. I'm going to have our producer put you on a much cleaner line. Hold on a second there, Doug. When we talk about integrative medicine, it's one of the things that's happening in this industry is we're noticing this progression of doctors moving from one form of the traditional medicine, but also bringing more of the natural medicine into their practice. This is a trend that's been going on for a while, but it's becoming more and more pronounced. Why do you think that is?
Well, you find that when you talk about conventional, or what we refer to as allopathic medicine, there's a lot of real benefits. There's a science to every one of these modalities, whether it be Reiki, whether it be any of these natural modalities, nutrition just being one of them, of course, and that's where I specialize in. But you're getting now, we're using a lot of energy healing in that. And you got light therapy, sound therapy, color therapy, and magnetic therapy. And there's a science and a healing aspect to every one of them. Where allopathic medicine, I think, has led us down the garden path is they get into the realm of degenerative and chronic conditions, of which the causes are not only untouched, but they're unknown. Mm-hmm. And so they tend to want to treat them with drugs. Well, drugs can only make the condition worse because they can mask a symptom, but they never get at the underlying cause. And that's where you get into holistic health, where you take the whole body. So you don't treat cancer, you treat a person that has a cancer condition. But where allopathic medicine has made some tremendous headways, dealing with surgical emergencies, acute conditions, trauma. If I got a broken bone, I want to go to a medical doctor that knows how to set that bone. Certain surgical maneuvers now that they do that are just light years ahead of where they used to be.
Dr. Zemina, we have you back on the line. How are you, my friend?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Way, way better. We've got a much better line so people can hear your lovely voice and get to hear all the wisdom that you have. And you, my friend, you certainly do. Can you talk to us a little bit about your institute and how you brought this together? Because once again, you were a medical doctor who made that move to more natural healing methods. First of all, what is the institute about and what forced you or inspired you to go there?
Well, basically, I used to be a conventional medicine doctor. See patients like any other doctor, basically exchanging symptoms for a prescription, because that's what most doctors do, unfortunately. You're running around, the patient come over and tell you, oh, I have this and I have that, and you just issue a prescription, and there you go. But that doesn't help. I mean, all you're doing is controlling symptoms. You're not actually helping the patient. So after a while, I got frustrated with that. I said, this is not what I want to do. And then I started looking for other areas, and I found a whole bunch of different areas. Basically, I started learning and learning and learning more, and eventually I stopped doing what I was doing, and I switched into the integrated medicine, which is the combination of conventional medicine and alternative medicine, where you can combine nutrition and detoxification, and there are so many areas that you can add into it, and I think I found the most beautiful area to practice medicine. And then so I then founded the American Institute of Natural Medicine, and this is what I'm doing now.
Yes, you've got two locations in California. I know the one in Santa Ana, of course, and you and I have spoken at great length in the past. And one of the things that has tied you, I think, together with Zenus over the years is your shared interest of detoxification. And we're talking thorough detoxification, removing accumulated waste, but doing it even more extensively. We're talking about adrenals. We're talking about a lymphatic system. We're talking about a complete detox to set up a life of wellness. For people who need to hear this from someone who is a qualified medical professional, the importance of detox.
This is the most important area. The way I see it, so if I can make a little analogy so people understand this, if you have a trash, let's say in your back area, and the trash is going to attract rats, mouse, flies, stuff like that. Then what are you going to do? You're going to try to kill them. You put rat traps. You can put, you can spray whatever. So you're going to get rid of the rats and everything. But what happens is that if you leave the trash there, you're going to get more. They're going to come back. And then you keep spraying, and you keep putting traps, and you keep doing this, and they're not going away. What else? You keep doing it, you got to remove the trash. It's not going away until you remove the trash. That's why detox is so important. In medicine, what we're going to do is we want to give you stuff. We give you supplements, we give you vitamins, we give you this, we give you medication, but we don't remove the trash. Obviously, patients don't get better. And that's why detox is so important.
I find this analogy you just gave us even more enlightening when you said the fact that we use poisons to get rid of the flies and the rats. Isn't that essentially what we're doing when we're medicating ourselves with some of these medications that have more side effects than actual benefits? I mean, we're poisoning our system to get rid of the flies and the rats. Let's just get rid of the trash to begin with, and we never got to worry about the poison on top of poison.
Exactly. I mean, just remove the stuff, and then the rats cannot survive in a clean environment. The flies are not going to be there if there's a clean environment. Well, when we clean up the body, we remove the heavy metals, we remove the chemicals, we remove all these toxins, fluoride, chlorines, and all this stuff that we put every day. Then the flies, which are the virus and the bacteria and the fungus, and then you have the rats, which are the parasites and all that, they cannot survive in a clean environment.
Well, you've eliminated their food source.
Exactly. And the other analogy that I thought the other day is that, how we use our computers and our cell phones, and what we do, we just put stuff. We add data, we put pictures, we download stuff, and eventually our computers and our cell phones start failing. Why? Because we have been putting things in all the time, but we have not been removing data. We're not removing toxins. So eventually it's going to fail. Well, the same thing with our body. We're continuously putting things in there. We're not removing anything else. That's why the detox is essential. If we want to get better, we have to detoxify. There is no other question.
Folks, if you want to detoxify, take advantage of the special offer that we talked about today at thezenusstore.com/offer. We'll come back right after the break. More with Dr. Zermino. We're going to discuss a little bit more about hormones. We're going to talk about adrenals and more. You are listening to the Zenus Health Show here on KXNT News Talk Radio 840. Get on the line, 702-733-5968 if you want to join in this discussion on the Host Resistance Hotline. Come right back.
Is Optimum D-Tox. It's unlike any detox formula you've ever used, and you'll feel the effects instantly. Our bodies are constantly picking up unhealthy toxins that slow us down, make us feel tired, and can cause disease. But just as we take in toxins on a daily basis, we need to help our bodies eliminate them daily too. Optimum D-Tox is the only whole food detox formula that gives your body exactly what it needs to become a supercharged toxin-fighting machine. It's so concentrated, just a few drops taken with water or your favorite drink starts eliminating toxins right away. The secret is in the powerful all-natural Mojave Yucca, proven to give your body what it's lacking to fight and eliminate toxins.
I take Optimum D-Tox every day, and I feel like I'm 20 again.
Detoxing every day is vital to health. I've never felt better.
Take the Optimum D-Tox Challenge and feel the difference instantly. You won't believe how great you'll feel, and we'll guarantee it.
Call now, not next week, not next month, 702-540-5668. Eliminate deadly toxins today.
Always right. Just the way you like it.
Let's go now.
It's Alan Stock, 3 to 6 p.m. on News Talk 840 AM, KXNT.
Hey, folks, welcome back. You're listening to the Zenus Health Show here on KXNT News Talk Radio 840 Las Vegas. My name is Anthony, and I'm here with Doug Whitfield, President and CEO of Zenus Global Health. Remember, the consultation's always free. We're backed by Nature's Pharmacy. If you want to get involved with the show today, you can message us certainly at Zenus Global on Twitter. We'll get to those questions there, or you can call us direct at 702-733-5968. We're here with Dr. Herman Zermino. He is the founder and director of the American Institute of Natural Medicine. A total gentleman. Always great to speak with him. So knowledgeable. Dr. Zermino, I'm going to ask a really basic question because we talk about this whole issue with chronic disease, how important it is to remove the poisons and toxins. But say I'm an average guy listening to the show, and I say, well, I don't feel so bad. I feel great. But eventually when we look at our modern lifestyle in terms of the stress, the electrical magnetic fields from cell phones, the food supply, the air we breathe, the water we drink, no matter what we do in this world, we're living in an ever-increasing toxic world. If we don't do something quick or do something soon enough, we may regret it. In fact, it's like you can pay me now or you can pay me later.
Sometimes we don't feel toxic until it's too late. People say, oh, I'm not toxic, I'm fine. But when we test them, they're loaded. They're loaded with heavy metals. They're loaded with chemicals. They have a lot of nutritional deficiencies. They have hormonal imbalance. I mean, you name it, a big problem. And by the time you start feeling something, it's already pretty advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like I was saying, I mean, think about your computer. It's not going to act up until it starts totally loaded. Then it starts slowing down and freezing up and giving you all kind of problems. The same thing, So we have to get them early before they get it's too late. Then they develop the cancer, the multiple sclerosis, and you name it. So yeah, you're right. It's important to check them out early.
It's what I explained a little earlier, Dr. Zermino. Your health should be an investment, not an expense, because if you don't make the investment, it'll eventually become an expense.
Exactly. And everything starts with, sometimes there's subtle things. There are things that you don't even notice. Everything starts with the GI, the gastrointestinal tract. People start having issues with bloating of the abdomen, mild discomfort, occasional diarrhea, and they don't really pay attention to it. They say, oh, it's just I have poor digestion because I ate this and I ate that, and so they start making excuses, but they don't check themselves. One of the issues is that when you start having problems with your intestinal tract, you have an imbalance there. You have a deficiency of the good bacteria that protects you and help you digest your food. And then you start putting the bad stuff, which is the candida or the fungus, and then you start adding the bad bacteria, and then you get parasites. And then what's happening is that when you have a problem with your intestine, you start allowing toxins and microbes to come into your blood.
Right.
They cross the intestine, they cross the barriers, what we call leaky gut.
Yep.
And then you start developing food allergies because your body is going to start reacting against the food that does not recognize. It's like, what is this? It thinks that it's a fungus or virus, and then your immune system starts reacting against the food that you're consuming, especially wheat, gluten, dairy, eggs. So then you develop sensitivity to the food that you consume. So every time you eat, for example, wheat, or every time you eat dairy products, then you develop the headache, the fatigue, the brain fog, and you just don't understand why. You're eating the same food over and over. And that causes food allergies. And that manifests sometimes as skin problems like eczema, psoriasis. And then you go to the dermatologist and he gives you cream, but he never tells you that the problem comes from inside, not from outside.
It goes back to probably one of the most common colloquial expressions in the natural health arena, that life and death begin in the colon, in the gut, because that's where most of the massive accumulation takes place, and that's where over 70% of the immune system exists there. So we're totally aligned in that whole philosophy. Eliminate the toxins and the poisons, we can eliminate the dis-ease in the body. It's important that we replace it with the proper nutrition. So it requires to really live a good, joy-filled, balanced life. We need to be able to make some lifestyle changes, make sure we're getting lots of the nutrition that the body craves and demands.
There are three areas that I see that are very important when someone is chronically ill. One is nutritional deficiencies. I test patients for nutrition, so it's a special test that we do. Usually doing a blood test doesn't show nutritional deficiencies. It's not very easy to do it through blood tests. So we do hair analysis and we do other type of tests to determine nutritional deficiencies. I find a lot of nutritional deficiencies almost on everyone. They have deficiencies of magnesium and iodine and you name it.
Right.
So how in the world your body is going to function if it doesn't have the material to produce enzymes and protein and gastric acid and all that? Then number two is hormonal imbalance. Almost everyone has a deficiency of hormones. And see, almost everyone has low thyroid. They have cold hands. They got cold feet. They feel cold. They're tired all the time. They're gaining weight. And also, very interesting, I'm finding almost every man, it doesn't matter if he's a young man or older man, with low testosterone. It's very common right now to find someone with, almost everyone with low testosterone. And that makes you tired and fatigued and grumpy, and you gain weight and a whole bunch of different things. And also adrenals, because we're exposed to stress and not eating well, drinking a lot of soda, things like that. Third one is the detox, which is what we've been talking about, the most important one. Almost everyone is toxic. They have heavy metals, you name it. I test them, and they have a whole bunch of stuff. And then also, everyone is infected with chronic virus like Epstein-Barr, herpes virus, parasites. We find a whole bunch of people with parasites, and we think parasites exist only in Mexico or India, whatever. No, we're loaded with parasites in this country too. So our water is contaminated with a lot of people with parasites. So when we start treating these three areas, start fixing the GI by using the appropriate supplements, and then we treat the parasite, and then we replace the normal bacteria, and we fix the hormones, and then we fix the nutrition, people start improving. It's beautiful to see how people turn around.
It's just restoring balance in the system. It's been my experience, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that we're all exposed to viruses and pathogens and microbes and germs each and every day, but it's those of us that don't have the waste, and we have a robust, healthy immune system. We're impervious. The body has the ability, the defense mechanism that's robust enough to keep them at bay, so we don't give in to all the symptoms and the sickness and that. It's the people that have a lot of accumulated waste that can't defend themselves against these microbes and germs.
You think about our body has such a beautiful way to repair. I mean, we don't do anything. We just have to support the body. You know, adding things and doing this and that doesn't really help. We just have to help the body to heal itself. We don't know how the body heals. I mean, we just think that we know a lot because of science and all that. I'll tell you that, in my opinion, we just know maybe 5-10% of how the body works, because all we have to do is support the body, give the body the right nutrition, remove the toxins, support the hormones. The hormones, we want to support them just for a while. We don't want people to be on hormones for the rest of their life. We want people to start making their own hormones. And the way we do it is when we start detoxifying the body starts producing its own hormones, absorbing the nutrients, producing its own defense. For example, the body needs vitamin C. The white blood cells use vitamin C to kill microbes. And if we're deficient on that, and also iodine, then we're susceptible to infections. So nothing better than allow the body to repair itself by supporting the body, removing toxins.
Well, one of the things, too, that I like to educate people on is when you talk about vitamin C, that you can't just go to the store and buy vitamin C, because what you're buying is really ascorbic acid, which isn't vitamin C. It's simply part of the outer membrane of a vitamin C molecule. It's like buying a dozen eggs and finding all you got is the shells. There's no yolk or whites. We actually have a product called C-Food that's a whole food supplement made from berry extracts. It's the richest form of complete vitamin C in the world. And I totally agree with you. Vitamin C is the strongest antioxidant that there is out there. The body requires it. It needs it, yet it doesn't produce it and it doesn't store it. It can only use what you give it. And consequently, people are usually deficient in vitamin C.
Yeah, you're right. And then most of the vitamin C's that you find out there are synthetic. They're not natural,
right?
Like the extracts from berries and from special fruits that do have a very high-quality vitamin C. And the other problem is that the absorption, too. When you're using a synthetic product, sometimes you don't even absorb that.
Yeah.
But it's essential because the white blood cells is basically their weapon. They need vitamin C to kill microbes. The same with iodine. Iodine protects you too. And the intestinal bacteria, right now everyone is into the microbiome, which is the intestinal bacteria they find in so much that the bacteria does for us to protect our intestine, to produce vitamins. They stimulate the immune system. I mean, it's unbelievable what they do. They really are our friends. They're not enemies. And when we support them and we try to bring the bacteria back into our intestine, they really they can turn our health back. They can really help us heal.
Folks, you're listening to Dr. Herman Zermino. He is the founder and director of the American Institute of Natural Medicine. It is always a pleasure speaking to this gentleman. If you want to find him, you can reach him at his website at drzermino.com. Make sure you check him out because he does some remarkable work with hormonal evaluation and treatment with bioidentical hormones. Dr. Zermino, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you back on the show, and I hope we can do it again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it for inviting me, and it's always a pleasure talking to you.
Again, you can find Dr. Zermino at his website, drzermino.com. More of your calls, 702-733-5968. You're listening to the Zenus Health Show on KXNT News Talk Radio 840. More of your calls. We're going to talk a little bit more about that offer, too. Come right back.
Toxins create disease. They are everywhere. In our food. In the air we breathe, in our homes, at our places of work.
Heavy metals accumulate in our systems every day, causing numerous health problems that can seriously impact every major organ in our bodies.
They are stored in our organs, tissues, and bones.
We also know that metal toxicity is often derived from all kinds of environmental threats. But no matter the origin, studies now show that heavy metals in the body may be implicated to Alzheimer's, cardiovascular disease, behavioral problems, kidney dysfunction, epilepsy, and even paralysis.
Are you toxic? The answer is yes. We are all toxic.
And that's precisely where chelate comes in.
Start detoxing today.
The strongest whole food detoxifying agent for heavy metals. Call Zenus at 702-540-5668 and strike back at toxic heavy metals today.
What a year 2017 was. Am I right?
Fake news. Condemn. No collusion. The NFL. Tax cut.
Another year.
So much more.
Check in every hour throughout the day, throughout the year.
It's going to be terrific.
On KXNT.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Hey, folks, welcome back. You're listening to the Zenus Health Show here on News Talk Radio, KXNT 840. This, again, the Zenus Health Show. If you want to dial in and speak to us live, give us a call, 702-733-5968. You can talk to Doug Whitfield if you've got a question or a concern about your health, or if you want to talk about this offer. We're talking about Optimum D-Tox today. And never in 30 years have we offered something like this. Never has Doug put this much on the line. You can go to the ZenusHealthStore.com/offer. You just heard a doctor, a qualified medical professional, a gentleman who's had many years in the healing arts tell you that if you don't detoxify, everything else really doesn't matter. We got to get rid of the trash. It's simple as that. Here's your choice, folks. You can either decide to get well, or you can become the next statistic. The CDC, or what I call the chronic disease calculator down there, there in Atlanta, that's all they're doing, folks. They're just counting the statistics as they come by from the hospitals. Who succumbed to what chronic disease, and that's what they're doing. You know, people are ignoring the signs that are already there.
Well, you know, it's interesting because when they ignore the signs, usually the first symptoms that they start recognizing is when they already have a condition, whether it be diverticulitis or leaky gut syndrome, candida, acid reflux is another one. All these intestinal disorders. And then beyond that, of course, then you get into something even a lot more significant that can end up being terminal. It's important that we start investing in our wellness. As a matter of fact, I don't expect you to believe a thing I tell you, okay? But what I would like you to do is at least listen with an open mind and do your own due diligence. Because if you're going to depend on a conventional doctor, but rest assured, you're going to get treated with drugs, with medicine, each of which is insidiously toxic to the body. Side effects are nothing more than the body's intelligence telling you shouldn't be taking it. It's not in harmony with its needs. Hippocrates said, let food be your medicine, medicine be your food. So it's more important that we eat the proper food, the proper vegetables, the proper fruits, the proper herbs. You know, all of these things have tremendous healing powers. They're able to work at a cellular level so the cells can manufacture the enzymes that are critical in restoring balance and doing the healing.
Folks, I can't stress this enough. Like I prefaced in the beginning part of the show that I was a person who got sick every winter. Look, I attribute this to these products. And two of the things that the doctor said, he talked about the concept of trash. If you just let the trash accumulate in your backyard, what comes? The flies and the rats and all the stuff that you don't want there, and then we treat them with poison. You watch a regular pharmaceutical ad, right? Big pharma ad while you're watching today's football games, whatever you're doing. Notice how the benefits are 1 or 2, but the side effects are like 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Not the least of which should be death.
Right.
But heaven forbid, you might be dead, but at least your cholesterol will be down.
Right. And we're treating poison with poison.
Absolutely.
Get rid of the poison, the trash, and you don't have to throw more poison in your body. We're not saying we're offering here cures. What we're offering here is prevention. Empowering the body to do this that repairs itself. But it can't do that if it's built up with trash, if it's built up with accumulated waste.
No question. Well, the cures never lie in products. And we always promote how beneficial they are, but they can't cure. Doctors have never cured a single patient of a single thing in history.
Right.
Drugs, by their very nature, can only make things worse. They can mask a symptom, but they will enhance the root cause of the problem. Only the body has the capacity to heal, so it's incumbent on us to give the body the tools that it desperately seeks and needs in order to restore balance. Disease is simply a body out of balance. So rather than become a statistic, or rather than become somebody that survived, wouldn't it be nicer to be somebody that never caught and never had that particular challenge?
I do not want to be the guy who survives a chronic disease. There's no benefit in surviving a chronic disease.
Well, I'd sooner be the guy that survived it than the guy that didn't. But I would sooner be the person that never got it in the first place.
There you go. You're going right where I'm going because, folks, you have a very important choice today. Seriously. You can be the next statistic, right? We can go to the chronic disease calculator in Atlanta, the CDC. They'll just click that little button, the bean counter will put that together. Will you be a survivor of chronic disease? Nope, not for me. Or can you build up an immune system impervious to toxins and poisons? And the answer to that is, quite frankly, yes. But you need tools to do that. Go to the zenusstore.com/offer. Make sure you make that commitment to health. The bottle is free. You just pay for the shipping the first 30 days. If you don't feel something, I'd be surprised.
And even before you order, look at the information there. Look at the science behind what we're talking about, because it's unrivaled. That's really more conventional than what we call conventional medicine.
Folks, again, follow us on Facebook at Zenus HQ. Check us out on Twitter at Zenus Global Health for all the updates and more. Remember, the lessons we learn in wellness we have to share. Thanks again. This has been the Zenus Health Show. Catch us next week on Sunday at 8 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 840 KXNT, Las Vegas. Stay well.
We're constantly under siege by poisons and toxins in our food, in the water we drink, and even in the air that we breathe. Our liver, kidney, skin, and lungs were just not designed to handle this level of contamination. Hi, my name is Doug Whitfield, President and CEO of Zenus Global Health. When I wrote my last book, Life or Grave Danger, I could never have imagined the impact that it would have, not just on people seeking advice on wellness, but how it was received by health professionals all across the spectrum. The cause of all chronic disease and premature aging is directly linked to poisons and toxins. Stress, nutrition, lifestyle choices, and our mindsets are key factors, but we cannot achieve the quality of life we deserve without first having the right information at our fingertips. And this is why I wrote Life or Grave Danger, to shine a light on the biggest questions of our time.
Get the book that is destined to be a classic. Order Life or Grave Danger directly from Zenus, 702-540-5668. Stop chronic disease before it starts. Call now. Please be advised that statements made during this show have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The information provided herein is for educational purposes only and is not intended to diagnose nor treat any illness, nor does it suggest or imply a cure for any disease or chronic condition. In fact, you should always consult a physician and or healthcare professional before starting this or any nutritional program to determine if it is right for your needs.